Yo, it's HeyBroken, and today we are continuing our How to Play with Intention series. Today we have a lead player. If you want to be featured in this series, it will be $10. Hit me up on Discord. It's HeyBroken, and let's get right into it. And before I start this, I want to say I want you to implement your 2-2-3s and try to hit confirm the 2-2-3 when you're at the wall. I don't remember seeing that at all in this gameplay. I would recommend that you work on your timing a little bit more, because most of your gameplay is just keep out. I'm going to do a back four. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. You don't really try to catch the timing. You more just do it randomly. It's more just, I'm doing keep out for the sake of keep out. And I would just recommend, again, working on your timing and implementing the 1-3-3-3-3 just frame. I need you to get that punishment down. You know, all the greatest league players, they mess it up from time to time, but I need you to implement that as a league player, you know, climbing the ranks. I need you to implement that 1-3-3 and hit confirm 2-2-3 at the wall, because having a 10 frame counter hit and a 10 frame OP punish is really important to have. And one of your best tools that you're not utilizing. Turn this down a little bit. That was unlucky on the block there. Not a bad idea, but that was insane that he blocked that. You can duck that last hit of the string, but it's a mix-up, so it's not that big a deal, honestly. See, here so far, there's no problem at all. But you had horrible throw breaks in this set. You had horrible throw breaks, and you do not throw enough. There's not enough regular throws. You do the 1+2 throws, but only if you can, you're trying to achieve something. You're trying to do a strategy. That's the only time you'll do the 1+2 throw. But I need you to just randomly implement the throws. The regular throws or the 1+2 throws. I just need you to implement more of that into your gameplay. And when you see a law player duck from that far out, you do want to flash duck at least. At the very minimum, you want to do a very quick duck. I don't know how that is on a leverless, but doing flash ducks on pad is like super easy. And your timing, like I said at the very beginning of the video, your timing is actually, you know, on the poor side of things, because you'll just here's an example. You will just run right into people. Like, it will happen again, but you'd like to just run right into people. You have a safe down for 2, but you don't really play around it at all. Like I said, before the set started, you do the keep out for the sake of keep out. You're not really trying to catch timings. You don't try to catch timings with the down for 2 and neutral like that. You more just, I'm going to do keep out, or I'm going to play rush down. There's no like nuance. There's no in between. There's really no, hardcore neutral. Like, imagine if you did a dash block there, but your timing is so, one dimensional. Either you're running in or you're not running in. This was a very beautiful back four. We need more of this. It's more when you get in the middle of rounds. That is where the lack of, neutral comes into play. This is a round start strategy, which is very beautiful. I do this a lot with Zafina's 1+2. Very good timing catch on this round start. But I need you to do this in the between rounds, the middle of rounds, the rounds where the neutral is being played. It's either you're playing a very black and white kind of Tekken, from what I see in your gameplay. But I will say your Lee is very good, especially for this level. Honestly, from both your guys' side, this is actually, God of Destruction level of gameplay. This is really good gameplay, honestly, from both sides. And the more I see God of Destruction, like the Nina, like, the more I see God of Destructions play the game, it's like people really try to say that it's God of Participation, when players at this rank really do have an idea of how the game should be played. It's really, like, baffling to me. I thought this was insane that he hit confirm this, by the way. That's a season 3 change. That's very hard to do. I was surprised that he did that on the first try, by the way. Again, you can duck that final hit, but it's a mix-up, so it's okay. Very good option. Good combo optimization. This right here, I was baffled when I first watched this. I was like, why would you do the back 3-3? Why would you risk your life instead of doing the heat smash? Either you do the heat smash for a -14, or you go for the safe plus frame mid again. You don't just risk your life. And you thought it was going to kill, but it didn't. But it didn't matter if it was going to kill or not. You should have went for the heat smash. Now you will turn the tides. Turn the tides. You should have went for the safe plus frame mid or the heat dash, or heat smash. But you did the back 3-3, which is one of the worst option selects. You probably felt the after effects of this. You're like, wow, I shouldn't have did that. I should have did this, obviously. But you should have had these thoughts way before. This is a very, a basic decision that you should have made instead of it being an afterthought. Very good turn size for the round in, though. Good way to take back the momentum. You got kind of lucky with the sidewall, but we take those. But that's one of those situations where you stop thinking about it because you ended up winning the round, when you should be thinking of this actively whenever you get in that situation again. That just worked. -14, a little risky to go for that. I wouldn't recommend that you go big two times in a row. Doing the down 4-2 was a horrible decision there, because either you duck the final hit and you launch, or you have to play more neutral. You can't just try to catch a timing with this. Makes me feel like you don't know the matchup as well, going for a down 4-2 in that situation, because after that string, the law player is not going to, he's just going to hold back after that string, because it's a mix-up. So it's like, oh, he didn't duck the high. He didn't, he blocked the mid. It's one of those situations where, as like, put your mind in the law player, he is reacting to what is happening on his screen. Oh, this didn't work. This worked. It's hard to explain, but the law player will never mash in that situation. So you just wasted a whole turn doing down 4-2 because he was never going to get hit by that. And now he takes the pressure back. Luckily, there's no way that you knew the frames that back 3-3 was going to work there. You're more just trying to use it as a panic button, and it ended up working. But, the higher you go in ranks, you're not going to get a bailout in this way. You have to know what your opponent is trying to achieve. Hopefully I made sense there with, trying to get inside the law player's mind. But yeah. That interaction's over. It's crazy how much information I have to talk about in that one small interaction, but it's because you did the down 4-2, which is why I had to go into that tangent. But anyway, that interaction is over. Let's get into the next part. Man, you GODs do not like to Korean backdash for some reason. Y'all tap back, or y'all walk backwards. You have to do a little bit of both. You see what I mean? It's like very empty. Very empty keep out. It's like there was no motion that he was going backwards. It was like you're just going to start doing moves and not react to your opponent. Very empty. It's like you're doing moves, like just praying that it works, even though there's no real world where that would work. You would have to do something different in neutral. Instead of just playing keep out with, just emptiness, you have to play with intention. Do the movement, do this, do Korean backdash, do it down 4-2, things like that, instead of having empty keep out where that would never hit him. I thought this combo was cool the first time I seen it. Very good learning. That's something that you put time into.
Round 4. Fight.
That was unfortunate that that whiffed from your part. Very good job not using the heat dash, because either that move hits and you get to pressure him more with his back towards the wall, or you just have to accept that it didn't work. Again, good combo. That was unfortunate. Me personally as well, I like to end my rounds a lot with lows. So whenever somebody blocks low at the end of rounds, I really start to feel it.
You win. Fight.
Yeah, you see how your movement, like I would recommend just practicing your movement. You do a lot of walking backwards or tap back. I know you play on leverless, but you need to, you know, just work on your movement a little bit more, especially as a lead player, and having a safe down for 2 is extremely important. It's just walk backwards, walk backwards. Just walking backwards, walking backwards. And then you try to catch him with the knee. It seems like you're more overthinking, you know, what's happening on the screen, but, you know, you're trying to work on it, so it's like, it's not that big a deal. It's like having basic movement makes you mentally a less of a threat. If he sees you walking backwards, that is an animation that all characters have. You know, everyone has a KBD, but everyone has a mental safe space when your opponent is walking backwards. If they're twitching, doing KBD, dashing for it, KBD, it puts more mental toll on you and makes you think a little bit more how you want to approach things, whether if you're just walking backwards very calmly, very slowly. It puts less mental stack on your opponent if you have no movement.
Round 2. Fight.
That was a good mix up for the, like the last run you started the 4-4-4. This time you mix it up a little bit. For the Law's counterplay, you're supposed to sidestep right duck, but I would never like fault you for not sidestep right duck, because when there's counterplay in that way, it feels very, you know, very hindsight to say, oh, this is the counterplay, you should sidestep right duck. When in actuality, when you're trying to do it in a game with all the mental stack, it is very hard to do. So I would never hold that against you. I'm just letting you know that is what the counterplay is. Whether you can do it in a real match or not, you know, that's up for you to practice in practice mode. Very unfortunate. You could have got launched, but he, you know, gave you grace, especially with the wall exploding. Here goes the no throw breaks. He's trying to open you up a little bit more because he's like, wow, we're just doing offense. Let's see if he can break the throws. This idea popped into his head. You did not break the throw, so this gives him the idea, wow, he's not going to break this, so I'm going to do it more, and that indeed he did. Again, that's a mix-up, but because you don't duck, for him, he has nothing to worry about. And every single time he does that string, which, you know, he didn't finish a string, but every time he does it, you retaliate. Last time he did the down 4-2, so again, this guy is recognizing that. That's why he didn't even finish the string this time. But you still mash, and now, you know, we're playing out the interaction. But this guy's insane with the low blocks. I was surprised he chose that option when his back was towards the wall, because, you know, this literally happened, you know. I was surprised that that didn't work from the from the law player. I thought you were gonna get hit by that. Like, I feel like that should have worked from him. I can't lie. You do get hit by it later, but I thought this was gonna work as well.
3. Fight.
I wouldn't have finished that. Like, you literally already did that at a round start before. If this law player, was a little bit better, he would have ducked that and launched, and you would have died because, like I said, you already did this at the beginning of a round. Your timing is just so poor. It's very, very poor. But as a lead player, and you know, you're only GOD, so you're working on it, like I said, so you know, you just gotta keep practicing it. And yeah, you don't use the 4-4-2 a lot as well. So the 1-3-3-3, the hit confirming the 2-2-3 when you're at the wall, and you need to hit more just frame 4-4-2s. Way more 4-4-2 just frames. Way more. Like, you're neutral, like I said at the beginning of the video. I'm just going to do empty back fours. I'm going to do nothing, 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 but act like I'm doing something in neutral. And then when I'm actually doing offense, then I'm going to rush you down. And then I'm going to do the -14 launch. It's very lacking in the mental stack department. You need to use more of your move list, is basically what I'm getting at. You're basically playing Lee with 10 moves. See, you actually did the... You're playing Lee with no moves, basically. Yeah, that was a Bushin Tekken 8 moment. That's how you're supposed to play the character, but I'm just saying, like, it'd be like that in Tekken 8. That was a good down 4-2 catch. See, that was a good timing. That was a down 4-2 where it didn't work, but the idea was right. That's what you have to understand. And I'm surprised that you did that again. Man, your movement is so empty. So empty. See, you only use the throws whenever you have a strategy for it, instead of having throws actually in your gameplay. Yep. I was surprised that the law player went for this instead of immediately trying to heat burst. See how he didn't break any of the throws? And no twitch duck whenever he does a, you know. Now you're just getting Tekken 8'd. These moments happen where somebody turns on the gas at the end of rounds. There's some people who get more defensive in final rounds, and there's some people who get more 100 times more aggressive to throw their opponent off. And that's what happened to you. Basically, you lost because he just turned on the jets in that final round, and you just weren't prepared for it. There's not much for me to say in these past interactions because this is very, like, you know, very normal for literally all levels of play. Well, not the lower ones, but like even higher GOD. Just very, very empty movement. He can do whatever he wants because your movement puts no mental stack in his head, bro. Your movement has no aura. That 4-4-3 was a horrible idea in my opinion. That was It wasn't a horrible idea because it was more a desperation when mentally you already lost the round. So I won't say it was a horrible idea because it was just an all-out play to get a heat engager because you mentally were already defeated. So it wasn't a horrible idea.
Two. Fight.
Again, no duck on the string. You always mash something. This time your option select was, you know, going low and it worked. So now you get your pressure going, but you need to get the counterplay on that string because that string lets him, it's like a safe haven string. It's like he knows when he does this string, there's no drawback. So he can do it however many times he wants. And it's like his safe go-to. Just because he knows there's no consequence for it. This time he fucked up the just frame. When he fucks up the just frame, you have to punish that. You know, -11 again. You could get the 1-3-3, or you know, I don't know, do 1-2, 1-2 into the misstep or something. But you stood there. Maybe either you don't know the matchup or him not getting a just frame there threw you off. So either or. Again, no movement, so just walk backwards into the back four. You know, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. That's what this guy's mindset is. He's not getting caught with the walking backwards slowly back four. That guy's not getting caught by that. Again, only going for the throw when when there's an agenda behind it. But you win the round. Like I said before, I would recommend doing more generic throws and things like that. You know, in the middle of rounds. This is very Tekken 8. Kind of risky to go for that, but if I was you, I would have went for the heat smash right here. But you went for the safe 1+2.
Round 4. Fight.
That was a very good block. That's what I'm talking about. When you're at a certain range, going against slide characters, you really just have to have that in mind. See, this is the down 2-3 I was talking about. It's like I can't even blame you for getting hit by it because if a law player like this guy is not just throwing it out randomly, you will get hit by it. I feel like it's just impossible not to.
Final round. Fight.
This final round, both of you guys start getting a little like very God errors start happening in this final round. See, no punish from this guy. And then he does the same flowchart, but it ends up working. And then you, again, the very basic timing. Your timing is very poor. You just run into people. And I'm pretty sure this happens in the next set as well, where you just run into people. There's no, because your movement is very poor, you just walk backwards. There's no dash block. There's no KBD. You know what I mean? Like I said before. Your timing is very easy to catch. And then no throw break once again.
You lose. Round 1.
There's the 4-4-2. That was a good down 4-2. It didn't work, but it was okay. But when this down 4-2 doesn't work, you're like, you need to, in your mind, look at your health, be like, holy shit, the down 4-2 didn't work. I need to heat burst. Here, you just risk your life. Like, just pop the heat burst. It's a safer route. See, you're trying so desperately to hit an heat engager. Just pop the heat burst.
Round 2. Fight.
You gotta duck that. That string, for me personally, for some reason, even though I've seen LTG use that string a billion times, you know, in 2024, I don't know why, but it's actually difficult for me as well to duck that. So I can't even blame you. Almost. It's like also when I'm watching, Fang's while sending 1-3 looks so easily duckable, but when I'm in a match, it's hard to duck. Like I can duck it and launch sometimes, but other times, it feels very, very hard to react to. But again, that was a very good down 4-2. You need more of that in your neutral in the middle of rounds.
Round 3. Fight.
That was a good back four. Again, most of your offense is basically 10 moves, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. You need to like mentally unlock the next level. There's the 2-2-3. It gets stepped, but you finish the string. You need to hit confirm it. As soon as the 2-2 misses, you need to stop. You need to stop. Luckily, you didn't get wall splatted. No punish there. First time, not that bad, but when this guy knows that he can do this for free, me personally, I always punish with my 10 frame, because doing this shoulder, it's so fast and it catches me off guard, because mentally I'm thinking, why would he do this? So it's very hard for me to launch it consistently, but you want to at least, like I said, do a 10 frame. That was good from him. That was very good. Running up and doing nothing, you're like, holy shit, he didn't do nothing. And that adds more mental stack. And you being 1 HP, that adds more like stress.
Round 4. Fight.
That was a very good Kempo from him. That was a good down 4-2. Right, he is stepping you. So that lets you know that you need to do way more down 4-2s. Or not down 4-2s, 1+2s. I mean, -14. Why would you do that? Look at his health. That lets me know that you're just flow charting. Again, you play with 10 moves and that is it. Again, no punish on the shoulder.
Final round. Fight.
And yeah, you don't really sidestep either. At least in this set. It's walking backwards, back 4, or rush down. And 2D gameplay. And you did that flowchart a lot in the last set as well. Again, you go for the throw because his back is towards the wall, so you do that flowchart a lot. You will only throw, and you will only use the 1+2 throw is if your opponent's back is towards the wall. And then for me personally, I would say that was lucky that you blocked the sidestep 4.
Fight.
You actually cooking. And then you get the 1-1-1. That was very good from you. Everything after you hit the 1-1-1, that was like perfect. That was like the best thing you could have done to keep the pressure going. You gotta learn more frames and you know, just punish better. Yeah, that was very unfortunate because that was a mix-up there. Here, I remember this. Bro, if you are not confident that something is going to work, go with the safest option. Please, if you are not 100%, always, always, always go for the safest option. Because the higher you go, as soon as you make a mistake, you will immediately feel the consequences. And that this guy does. As soon as you know, like, holy shit, I don't know if this is going to work. Don't do it. Don't do it. He did it. No. No. Now let's see what happens. Step and you died. If you are not confident that it is not going to work, don't do it. You should have heat bursted and then went for a different combo route. And that is not hindsight. That is exactly how you have to think about any situation. Let's say you get an awkward sidewall. Oh, I don't know if this combo is going to work, so I need to do this option because I know 100% it'll work and it's the safest route. If you get greedy, you will feel that greed. Again, that's what I was talking about when ducking. When I'm watching, I'm like, that shit looks so slow, but in a match, it's very fast. I wouldn't recommend throwing that down forward 4-4 like that. Oh, you did the throw in the middle. In the middle of the stage. You did the throw. But I would recommend also throwing in the regular throws. There's just not enough throwing. Not enough. Again, hoping it works. It does work. This is very good pressure. He broke the throw. remember this. I feel like this whole thing was your fault. From right here, let's look at this. The down jab, bad. As soon as you get hit by that while standing forward, you have to just hold back. You just have to. Forward, 4-4-2. Okay, that works. And then as soon as you get hit by this, you hit counter hit. Then you're like, holy shit, I'm getting hit. There's a possibility that I lose this round. Then you want, I know you don't have a Korean backdash. It would help if you did, but you want to retreat. You want to retreat. As soon as you get counter hit and you have a life lead, that is when your brain needs to switch to, oh shit, there's a possibility I could actually lose this lead, and you need to retreat. Instead, you try to mash again. As like, let's say if you're trying to retreat and you get hit by the down by 3. Wow, okay, then you carry on again. But your main objective should be to retreat. But you try to do defense with offense, and now look where that got you. And me, I'm retreating. And here you get hit and then you mash again. It's just, you couldn't help it, bro. You just couldn't help mashing the whole entire time. You had a whole life lead and you lost it from mashing, and then you lost again from mashing. I think this ties into the movement problem. You need to work on your movement because you're using your moves as movement and not movement, if that makes sense. Like, it's like Anna, her backdash is horrible, and her fast movement is from her, you know, her stances. It's like the same concept. And you're just getting pieced up. He's just in your head. I wouldn't even say it's a problem on your part. It's just your move selection is getting bodied because he's now in your head after that last round. And then again, you just hold backwards, so there's no threat. There's just no threat.
Round 1. Fight.
Wow, I'm surprised you let him do all of that. He's just piecing you up. Again, no duck there. You use a lot of you use a lot of lower ranked strategies. Like some of the moves that you're using just in neutral, it's like you're using moves to do different moves, if that makes sense. It's like, oh, I haven't used this move yet, I'm gonna use it. That's what it feels like. It doesn't feel, you know, smooth, and that you are Lee Chaolan when you're playing this character. It's more, oh right, I have this move, I'm gonna use it. Even if he could duck and launch this, I have this move, so I'm gonna utilize it, kind of thing. Hopefully you understand the mindset that I'm trying to give across here. It's like the character isn't flowing through you. You're just remembering moves as you go. I don't know if that's how you see it, but when I'm watching, this animation looks insane. But that is how I'm, you know, looking at this gameplay. Because the moves that you're using, you wouldn't use if you were like fighting Jim, like in neutral the way that you are.
Round 2. Fight.
I mean, everything's just going wrong. You drop the combo, try to keep your pressure with the wall running 3-4, and just everything's going wrong. Everything just went wrong.
Round 3. Fight.
Everything is going wrong. Ever since that one round, everything has just went wrong for you. Whenever you lost because you kept mashing, just everything's going wrong. And somehow every single forward 4-2 that you've done against this guy's fuzzy ducked it somehow. That was a good heat pop. You're just, everything that you're doing, you're getting stepped. I said you should do more 1+2s. You have not taken that advice. You've been getting stepped this whole set. You have to spam 1+2. You have to. So yeah, I would say work on your timing, work on your move selection, work on your using more throws in neutral, work on, you know, not getting greedy in certain situations, learning more frames. But anyways, that is it from me, guys. I will see you guys in the next one.